Hey Hillcrest Church, it's Christian Lindbeck, and this is your Thursday update. This update's going to be a little longer than the ones in the past because I want to take a few moments to just bring you up to speed with the work that the staff has been up to and talk about some ways that we can all participate in bringing help together. As soon as this began, we started thinking about our work in three sequential steps or three concentric circles. We also found it helpful to stick with the shepherding metaphor that was given to us by Jesus. So we asked ourselves this question: in the midst of a crisis, what would a good shepherd do? And the obvious answer was, to us, the first thing you do is check in on the sheep. So the first thing we did was make phone contact lists and send emails and check in and see where people were at and how they were doing. You just want to make sure that all the sheep were gathered in and we knew that they were connected to the flock. So step one for us was the sacred duty of a shepherd to take care of the sheep. The next circle out for us, number two, was to care for the work or the mission of the flock. All these sheep make up a flock, and we are a flock on a mission. And so we still need to gather and worship and eat and take care of the pen, if I can stretch that metaphor. And so we started looking for ways, new systems to reinforce the good structures we already have in place. How do we do small groups and moms and grads and the food bank and Sundays, all these good things that we already do on mission to carry the good news about Jesus and to build community? We want to make sure we leaned into those spaces and could ensure the health of the flock both now and into the future. The third circle out for us was, how do we care for our neighbor? Now, as soon as the crisis began, we were asking questions about all three. And as soon as it began, we were already looking for ways to care for our neighbor, to check in, to bring food, and to convey that we are here and ready to help. Now, I admit that checking in on the sheep and setting up systems for the flock has taken a lot of our bandwidth. We started caring right away, but especially now we find ourselves in a season where we can really lift our head and really stretch ourselves into a new and fruitful season of finding ways to care for our neighbor. So sheep, flock, care for the neighbor. Many of you have already begun to ask, how can we help? And that's just something I love about this community, is that its inclination is to say, I'm fine. How can I help somebody else? Now, there are lots of ways that we can help. Today, I just want to talk about three ways that we can all participate in helping together. Number one way we can all participate in helping together and caring for our neighbor is be generous. Thank God some of us still have steady jobs. Some folks received a stimulus check from the government. And we just want to encourage people, be generous and start in your neighborhood. If you know a neighbor in need, then provide for that need. If you're able to do so, provide for that need for them. And if you want to participate in the work that Hillcrest Church, this community, is doing all together, then we encourage you to go to our online giving portal or to send a check in. And both of those places, both on the portal and on the check, find COVID-19 benevolence or write it on the check. And just like our regular benevolence fund, we will make sure every dollar that comes in is responsibly distributed into our community to help people meet their essential needs. The way to get started on that is to go fill out our online community card. We often think of the community card as being a Sunday thing, but especially in this season, it is available 24/7, and I've put the link below. Go on, fill it out. Let us know what your need is or what a neighbor's need is, and that will help start the process for us. So, number one, be generous. Number two, we are still operating a food bank, distributing and delivering food. So we need folks to help supply the food bank and help operate the food bank. If you want to help supply the food bank, it's really easiest if you just come by when we're already operating the food bank. So on the first and third Thursday of the month between 9:30 and 11:30, come by and there'll already be folks there who can receive your donation and get it sorted into the food bank. If you think working in the food bank or helping deliver food would be something you'd be interested in, I'm going to put Cynthia Jensen's email in the links below. Send her a message and she'll help get you connected to that team. Number three, and again, there's lots of ways that we could help. Right now, we're focused on getting connected to a couple of frontline ministry opportunities. One is caring for the staff at the care centers in our community who are taking care of especially vulnerable citizens. And two is to look for ways to partner with Lighthouse Mission as they really stretch themselves into a new season of mission as well. Mike McGowan put together a handy list for ways that you might support frontline workers in our community. I put a link to that document below, and then we at the church are going to start looking for ways to rally together the supplies, the resources, the points of contacts we need to be a blessing to the staff working at care centers in our community. Carlo Furlan is also still planning, he's already done it, to go out and take worship and poetry to these care centers in our community. If that's something you think you'd like to be a part of, I'll also put Carlo's email in the links below. So be generous, help us supply and operate the food bank. And number three, get connected to us as we help get connected to these frontline workers in our community. If you go check out Tim Knipp's Facebook page, and I'll share his links today, he's already collecting some of the just resources needed right now for Lighthouse Mission, and he'll collect those and make sure that we can get them to the right people. So as a staff, we're looking for the sheep, caring for the flock, lifting our head to care for our neighbors, and we're inviting you to participate in this season. And I don't like it. I don't like that we've been separated. I miss gathering with you, but I am genuinely excited to see the fruit that God brings out of this incredibly unique season as his people faithfully partner with him. Once again, or as always, I'll remind you to keep an eye out for the Saturday email. It has all the links and information that you need for Sunday. Also, the latest information is always on our website at hcbellingham.com. You can always go there, find all the information that you need. We love being on mission with you. We love this community. We're excited to see what God is going to do next. We'll see you all gathered together on Sunday. Thanks.